Hello Flosstube, this is Natalia. This is my channel, OfficialMermaidsCove, where I talk about my cross-stitch hobby. Thank you for stopping by and taking the time to visit with me today. This is one of my weekly update videos. I'm just going to cover what I've been working on the past week, and go over some of my purchases, talk about the plans that I have moving forward, and we'll do some shoutouts. I also have a little extra short video at the end of this. I did a new setup while I've been working on my full coverage to try to help me get some more progress. I just took a little short video to see how I set that at the very end. Okay, so we're going to start with what I've been stitching on this week. I have a finish. This is for, I've been working on this for the sal that I've been doing, the Sweet Wing Studio September sal. I've been putting it under hashtag Sweet Wing Studio September on Instagram. This is This I Know. It says Jesus Loves Me, This I Know. I had finished the stitching over the weekend, and then I went back and I have this like sparkle floss. It's a Madeira. Says it's a size, well, it says number 30, super twist, sparkly thread. It's maybe a little thinner than DMC, I'm not sure. But I just used one strand and outlined the pink hearts. The light pink that I chose for this pattern kind of blended in with the background fabric, so I just outlined all of those, that color only. The other pink kind of stood out well enough, and then the red, of course, did a really good job. So I just outlined that in that red thread. I also went ahead and outlined the words. They were also kind of getting lost a bit. So while I was at it, I went ahead and did that as well. I think I also put in some sparkly, you can't really see it, maybe if you looked closely enough in person. I just put the year 24, the number 24 here in this heart. But yeah, so I'm done with that, so that means I can start the next one on my list. But yeah, had a nice time stitching this. This was a good work project to work on after I finished the other sals that I'm working on. And now that it's done, I can move on to the next one. I'm still deciding how I'm going to finish this. I'm thinking I might try to make a project bag out of this, similar to how I did. I'll probably maybe use one of Carrie at Tiger Lily Designs tutorial videos. But we'll see how that works out later. I know it took me, I had those plans for the stitch tote, and it took me maybe like a year later to actually execute. So we'll see how long it takes for me to actually get around to finishing this. But so far, that's where my thoughts are on that. The next thing that I've been stitching on is, of course, my Ever After sal. I did the next part of the series over last week, and this is where we're at now. They have released the very last part. So this was the portion that got released last week. Of course not, Mother, I'm only here for the food. It has a plate of food. And then this week's, they did just release the last section of the pattern today. I'm recording this on Monday, a little later than I typically record my videos, but I like the section that came out for this last part, but there's also a quote at the very end of the movie. The movie starts with like a woman narrating the story, and then like the Brothers Grimm come to visit her, and she tells them the story, and then at the very end, you know, she finishes it off. And I kind of want to put that quote at the very end, where it's like, they did live happily ever after, but the point, gentlemen, is that they lived. So I might put those words. The point, gentlemen, is that they lived. I want to do that. Just underneath. I don't know if I'm going to actually frame it, or if I'll just leave it just the words without any framing. And then if I do that, because the way that I centered it on this fabric, it has like quite a bit of margin left at the bottom of the top. If I do that, I might go back and put the title of the movie, Ever After, here, and maybe some of the movie print that they did for the original movie trailers or advertisements. And it's probably just going to be block letters, similar to like how this is, but maybe like double outlined. And then I still have to go back. This was the same thread that I was going to do like some sparkly corner bits on for the way that I did my frames. I might go back and do that too. We'll see. But yeah, so this is coming to a close. This will be a finish for another finish for this month after I finish that segment and then those other parts that I want to add to it. But yes, I've really enjoyed this. This is a Sal being put on by Forbidden Fiber Co. It's being stitched on, oh, I did mention it, the other project that I worked on, the This I Know, the hearts, I stitched that on a 16 count Aida that I self-dyed, 2/2, excuse me, 2/2. And then this was a kit, so I bought the kit threads and the kit Aida, or not the kit Aida, the kit fabric. This fabric that I ended up buying was the 32 Belfast linen, and I did it, I'm stitching it up 2/2 threads. For the 16 count on this, I stitched it 2 threads over 1 block of Aida. I feel like I misspoke about that earlier. You can see it there. Okay, so those are the sals that I've been doing. The other thing that has occupied the main time of my stitching has been my Gecko Rouge chart. This is a kit that I want to try to get finished this month. It's Ying Dragons, artwork by Jonas Joedicke. It's a kit from Gecko Rouge, and that's what it's going to look like. I'm stitching this on 28 count gridded even weave. I've been switching off between 1/1 full cross and 2/1 half cross. So this is where we're at. You're seeing a lot of definition at the end of the wings here. I'll show you the picture again. Like this portion here is filled in. I've done like this light part, if you can see that. Yeah, you can kind of see there. That's fully stitched there. And then I'm filling in a lot of this. I think I'm going to go back and work on filling in these sections here for the wings. And then I think what I've started doing is trying to like complete like 2 pages here and then move the frame up. So I am color completing, but I'm not completing the full color in the piece anymore. I was doing that for a bit and I kind of got tired of having to keep moving the hoop or the Q-snaps. So that's how I've been working it at this point. But yeah, I'm getting close. I'm keeping up progress. There was a couple days where I didn't stitch on it, but I'm still where I want to be with this. And then hopefully, it looks like I'll definitely get, if I keep the momentum I have going, there's a good chance that I'll be able to finish this by the end of the month. I am at 80% at this point. So I have like 12,000 stitches left to go, give or take some. So I'm hoping to get that done this month, and I'll be happy to get this finished. I can't get over how well Gecko Rouge charts their kits, because it's looking so much like the mock-up, and you're just still getting the details, like the shading here, where you can kind of tell where the folds are, and the wings. Oh, it's gonna look so good. I'm very excited to get this done. And then I'm doing this as a wedding sampler for me and my husband, so after I finish it completely, I'll be putting our wedding details in between the dragons. And I'll have to, wash it to get the grid out, and then frame it. So looking forward to that. I'll be happy to see that finished soon. Maybe not by next week, probably a couple more weeks on that. And we'll get closer and closer so I can start planning my next book coverage. Purchases. I did go to a craft store with my husband. You're gonna hear a little crinkling. I have a craft thrift store called Joedicke right close by. And they donate a lot of the portions of their profits to other nonprofit shops. I got this Heat and Bond Ultra Hold. It's an iron-on adhesive. I'm not really sure what I'm planning on using it for at the moment, but it was only $4. So Figured I could find something to use it for. And there, I got some paintbrushes. I got this wallet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet, but it seemed like it was, you know, good condition. I figure I can put scissors in here. It's got a space for a pen. I can fit scissors in here, put a pen in here, and then can, you know, make this as like a travel kit. Put some needles in here or other stuff. I haven't decided yet, but I thought that looked pretty cool. It was only $1. I'll just leave it. Let's have the plastic bag. I found this cute bag. I think it's got like a little bit of highlighter mark here. This was also only $1. Probably put my little small kit in here. You know, I like thrifting project bags. But it's got some nice beadwork, beaded flowers here on the front. So thought that was cute. I found a little art kit. I'm probably not gonna use this. I'm probably gonna end up gifting this for like a birthday present or something. But it was $4 there. They sell it at Hobby Lobby for $13. So thought it was a good find. It's a brand new kit, never been opened. I got some black thread. For whatever reason, when I was sewing some things, I could not find a spool of black thread to save my life. So they had some random spools there and they had black, so I grabbed that. I have some various DMC colors. I've been looking at the color lists for my Thread Geek charts. So I went through, they actually sell their DMC for like 10 cents a skein. And they have other embroidery thread, like this is JP Coats, but it's like a variegated, so I grabbed that. They had some of the DMC metallic floss. This stuff is usually kind of difficult to work with, but if you cut into shorter lengths, it's not too bad. And I've gotten into the habit of cording it with other regular cotton embroidery floss, and it makes it a little bit more manageable to work with. I got black. You never have enough black. And then some colors to go with some of the charts there. More variegated thread. More DMC. I grabbed some Sharpie pens. I love Sharpie pens, and these actually write like very well. I got to test them out. So I think they had them for like 50 cents or something pretty cheap. I also have this artist pen. I don't know if I'm going to be using it for art or if I'll just... Is that bad if I just use this as a writing pen? I don't know. They had it for $1. So it's waterproof, permanent, archival, odorless. I also bought some green paint for a project I'm going to do, and then they have these, I think I've shown these before, they have like mini, well, first I found this box for 50 cents. It opens here at the top, and it says it's a Kiss USA box. But I really like the fact that it has like this small drawer. I feel like it would be a good thing to take when I'm beading something, because it has a really tight fit. So if I put the beads in here, they won't slide out or get like cross-contaminated, like some of my other containers that I have. And it slides back in. So I thought that was cool. They had some new small miniature figures, and a lot of these, they said they glow in the dark. I haven't tested a lot of these out yet, but some of the other ones I have, and they have a pretty nice glow, and they have like a black light there where you can kind of test it out. So they had these cute little chickie. They had some dinosaurs. I got a little T-Rex. They had a cute kitty. They had some ghosties. These really light up under the black light, so I'll have to find something to do with these. So I got 2 of these. They were like 25 cents each. They had a cute little puppy dog. And then they had these flamingos. So, you know, I just went to my first retreat at Stitch, Florida. And, you know, they had a bunch of signage with flamingos and other things. So I have a table later that we're doing a round robin with, that we're doing The Noblest Part by Sweet Wing Studio. and I'm getting ready to send out it on to the next person, and I wanted to go ahead and try to maybe send some goodies for my table mates. And so I got 6 of these, so I can have one. I think these are also supposed to glow in the dark, but I haven't tested them out yet. I'll have to try to trial it out before I send them off. But I have these, so I got the green paint because I have these heart wooden pieces, and I'm thinking I'll paint them green, and then I'll glue the flamingo on one of the corners, and then I'll put magnets on the back, and it'll be a nice needle minder. So, looking forward to trying that out as a project. We'll see if this glue works out or not. I'll see if I can get maybe my husband's help with that. But yep. I already had the hearts, but everything else I got at that shop. So, nice little haul. Can't beat that price for embroidery thread. And now I can actually start using some of this stuff. So those were all my purchases. Moving on to plans. I want to finish my Yin Yang dragons. I want to finish this, so I'm still going to be working on this. I'm probably going to be working this for another couple weeks, so you'll see it again on my next update. See where I'm at with that. See how far I've come. I also have my next start lined up for the Sweet Wing September sal. I'm going to be doing this one. The section for the Ever After sal is pretty big, so I just chose the smallest one of the 4 that I have next, and that is Bless and Keep. It says, "The Lord bless and keep you." I've already gotten the threads together for all 4. Well, not the rest of the 3, because I have 3 left that I'm planning on starting this month. So those threads are in here, and then I also picked this small piece of brown fabric that I had. It's a 22 count Hardinger fabric that I dyed brown. It should be plenty big to fit on here, so we'll see how that stitches up. I'm hoping that it looks like all the colors should pop pretty well on that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working on this. A smaller stitch, something that I can easily take to work with me and work on. So that's all my plans for this week to start. Excuse me while I put everything back so I don't make sure I keep everything together. I want to finish the last part of the Ever After sal. If I do end up charting those editions, I might post them onto the Forbidden Fiber Cove Facebook group, and I'll try to share them on my Instagram as well. I'm hoping, I've been thinking, I'm already kind of overloading myself for this month, but I've just really gotten into the groove, and I have a lot of projects that I've acquired during the retreat, and we have the mermaid box from Autumn Lane Stitchery that's going to be coming next month, so I kind of want to get some of these things wrapped up, so these things started and finished and out of the way to make room for some of those projects. So I do have a couple of mermaids left that I can work on in the meantime that I haven't stitched from Autumn Lane Stitchery, and I did have a goal of stitching all of their mermaids. So I'm thinking maybe the first day of autumn, which is September 22nd, I'm going to be starting a mermaid. I already have 2 mermaids kitted up, and I'm thinking I'll start the smaller one of the 2, and I can insert a picture, but it would be the Hawaiian mermaid. I'm planning on doing it on Black Ada. Here, I was trying to grab the floss card. These are all the colors. I've already kitted it up. It's got a lot of bright colors, very tropical themes. I think this black is in the face, so it shouldn't blend in with the Ada. You'll see it surrounded by other colors. So yeah, the instructions for the chart mentioned that black would be a good option, that the colors will pop, and it looks like that's the case. I might change, I know in the mock-up, and I'll insert a picture here, or I might have shown it to you already, the mermaid has like these really bright blush on her cheeks. I might X that out and just make it all the skin color. But other than that, I'll stitch it as is. It's a smaller pattern, not super large, so I'm thinking maybe that'll be manageable. Another thing, and I'll insert a picture here, I've been toying around in my Excel sheets to make some plans for how I want to manage working on multiple things at a time. Of course, I'm not the only one who has this evolution, but it seems like as soon as anybody starts a Flosstube channel and starts like engaging with more cross-stitchers, their number of whips goes up. And that has been the case with me, mine whip count, but I also don't want it to get out of control. It's a little stressful for me if I have too many things on the go. Like it just, I know some people can handle that better than other people. For me, it's just not my personal preference. I like to see progress on my projects. I like to see things that I start get finished. So I'm trying to find a way to make it manageable for myself. I also have large projects that I am interested on working on. Some of those I have been able to cut down and crop to make them more manageable, but some of them are still quite large. So I have come up with this guideline for myself. I'm gonna insert the picture now of the Excel sheet that I've been toying with. I kind of came up with like a maximum capacity for myself for the things that I start. So if you look over on the right, there's like a little table that has capacity, and I'm color coding my whips. Anything that might take over a year to finish, so something that's over 100 stitches or over 100,000, not 100 stitches, over 100,000 stitches would reasonably take me over a year to finish. I mean, my dragons I've been working on for, not 365 days straight, but it has been over a year since I've started those, and I think the stitch count for that is just under 66,000 stitches. So anything over a year, anything over 100,000 stitches, I can have one of those on the go, and that'll be like a red category. Anything that would take me a year if I put like serious dedicated work on it, so that would be something just under 100,000 stitches or around close to 100,000 stitches, would be an orange category. Anything that's over 50,000 stitches is like in purple, and I can either have an orange or a purple one of those on the go at a time, just because if I'm already having like a multiple year red color coded project, it'll be kind of hard to manage that and another project that in and of itself might take me a year to complete. So I've decided that. The next category would be anything over 20,000 stitches. This would be like a dark blue color, and I can have maybe 2 of those on the go at the same time. A lot of the larger Mirabilias fall into this category, and then some of the lavender and lace charts, like my Angel of Love was really close to 25,000 stitches, so it would fall into this category. The next category is anything over 10,000 stitches, so if something is just under 20,000 stitches, but over 10,000, that counts. So some of the Mirabilias that are on the smaller side would be in that category. Some of the Autumn Lane designs that are like part of their regular line, the Dark Queens, are in their own category as far as I'm concerned, but some of the mermaids fall into that category. I think my Little Minnow was like 11,000 stitches, something like that. So it would have fallen into this category, and I can have 2 of those on the go, and that's like a light blue color code. Anything over 5,000 stitches is like in the yellow category. I can have 2 of those going on at a time, and then anything less than 5,000 stitches are green category. Those are like my smalls or projects that I don't imagine are going to take a a longer amount of time to stitch. I can have 4 of those on the go. And then if I have a margin of 25,000 stitches, which I don't know, I might adjust that. We'll see. I can add an additional project. So what that means is I would have a maximum of 13 whips if I started, you know, that extra project at the end. I put, like, I've never had a credit card, but if you have like a credit card limit, you know, your limit might be $10,000 or something like that. So like my credit, like what the total amount of stitches that I'm committing to finishing on all of my charts that I still have ongoing is 300,000 stitches. I think that is very manageable. I've gotten to the point now where I don't think it is reasonable for me to commit myself to stitching these huge projects. Now for the way that works and the way I totaled up that amount is I kind of played with the numbers. Like if I have an over 1 year project, maximum amount of progress I might get on that would be like 100,000 stitches, right? Like throughout the entire year, if I really dedicated a good portion of my time on it, I could maybe see myself doing that. That's like 8,000 stitches a month. I've done that kind of progress on my full coverage before, so I don't think that that's unreasonable, but that's still quite a bit of time commitment to something like that. And then you factor in like having, you know, something that you know is going to take multiple years to complete, and then another project that might take a year in and of itself, so that might be another 100,000 stitches, and then you have 2 projects that are over 20, so that's 40,000 stitches, 2 projects that are over 10, that's another 20,000 stitches, 2 projects over 5, that's another 10,000 stitches, and then anything less than 5,000 stitches, that could be anything from 20 to, you know, less amount, and then having an additional project or additional small. So I give myself around 300,000 maximum stitch count remaining on all of my whips to work with right now. I think that is manageable if I cut down like a multi-year project into what I can get done in the year. So it's not like the full stitch amount for the multi-year project, which now thinking about it, this, if you look at the left side of the chart, I might have miscalculated that then, because currently I am counting the full, or maybe that's how I did it. If you were to look at the left side of the chart now, you'll see all the whips that I currently have. I do have 1 red category going, that's my Dracarys. I have a picture right here. This is my other Gecko Rouge chart. This is the biggest whip I've worked on to date. It has just under 225,000 stitches, and I currently still have 153,506 stitches to go on this. So I think I counted that in my final sum, but so maybe take off, like if I just count 100,000 stitches of that 153 plus thousand, then I have more margin. But I guess I did include that in my credit limit. For, you know, I don't have an orange category currently, because that would be over 50,000 well, technically my Yin Yang Dragons would be an orange project, but I currently only have just under 13,000 stitches to go with that. So it's not the same level of commitment as if I like would have freshly started an over 50,000 stitch project. Then I have my dark blue categories, anything that's over 20k. I have 2 of those. I have Angel of Elegance, which is a Dimensions gold kit. I can insert a picture. I started that back in 2021 and for like a Christmas start, and it's kind of just been sitting. Actually, I think I have it right here to show you. Yes, okay, so I have this picture. Can you look at that right now? Is that not a bargain? I mean, I don't know what this would go on now, but I got this for $3. But I have this. It has a pretty good start to it. I can go ahead and show you. I think I have 1,000 stitches in here. But it still has over 30,000 stitches to go. It's a big one. This is actually 18 count, Ada? Yeah. So like I have the sleeve done. yeah, so I have a good start to it, but I guess I worked on it for one Christmas and I put it away and didn't really take it out again. Because I started moving away from doing kits and working on paper charts. I think I already have this in Powder Keeper though, so it'd be easier to track. But yeah, that still has over 30,000 stitches to go. I have my, was it Charting Creations that I got this from? I think so. I might be wrong about that, but I think I'm right. It's the I Tried the Grinch full coverage whip that I have. It's not completely full coverage, but you know, I consider that, you know, if you take out the background, same kind of concept. I'm working on that. That still has just under 28,000 stitches to go. Excuse me, one of my smaller full coverage charts, but still significant stitch count. Then the light blue projects that I have two of those currently ongoing. I have the Periwinkle Mermaid, and I can insert a picture of that. That still has over 17,000 stitches to go. I have Mermaid of the Pearls. That still has over 16,000 stitches to go. Then I have 2 yellow projects. This would be the over 5,000 stitches category. I have Sweet Summertime that actually is over 5,000. I think even after removing some parts of the chart that I'm not going to stitch, I still have, like, the full stitch count that I'm planning on stitching is over 6,000 stitches, and currently I still have over 5,000 of that to go. Then I have a kit that my younger sister gifted me for this past Christmas. It's like an embroidery kit. It's called Wintry Wolf. I don't really have a stitch count for that. The chart isn't one that's a grid, because it's like a printed embroidery kit, like actual hand embroidery, not just like a printed cross-stitch kit. So it's kind of hard to get a stitch count for that, but it is a sizable project, so I am comfortable saying that it's over 6,000 if I did more to put a stitch count on it. So I have that listed as a category. I have Sky Hunter. I've actually done a crop of this, and I can show you a picture. I've cropped a lot of the bottom of the chart down. I don't think it's pretty full coverage. It's very confetti heavy. I don't think it's necessary to get the gist of the chart. I haven't decided yet. I can show you a picture. Well, I guess instead of inserting one. Okay. So here, this is what Sky Hunter is going to look like. It's a chart based off Richard Luce's artwork, I believe. And it's a color chart design. I have cropped the bottom part here, so you still get a bit of this, but not as much. I don't think, well, I'm not doing these bottom clouds. I'm probably maybe going to do this top set of clouds. A lot of this is already stitched. I just have to finish stitching this part, and then I have to finish back stitching and doing some of these stitches here. It's got like some turkey stitches here for the fringe for the bag with the arrows. And I haven't, it's been a minute since I showed this on here, so I can show you where I'm at with that. This was a pre-started kit that I found at a thrift store, so I kitted it up with the remaining colors. The top part was mostly stitched. I came in and filled in some gaps here, and then I started stitching the corner here. Very confetti heavy. I don't know if I'm going to end up ripping that out, or depending on how I frame it, I'm just going to you're not going to be able to see this section. This is stitched on a 14 count Duff Blue Ada. I'm stitching it 2 over 1 block, just like the person who started this did. So the small section that I have down here, I have to finish this, and I have to finish the clouds, and then finish some of the gapping here in the pants, and then go back and do the back stitching. So the stitches, the block stitches that I have on Powder Keeper, have this being about 2,000, a little over 2,000 stitches left. Maybe with the back stitching we're closer to like 2,500 stitches. So I have that marked as one of my green category starts or whips. I do want to get that out of the way, especially now that I've cropped it. It's a lot more manageable to finish, so maybe I'll try to prioritize that this fall and as part of my fall and winter stitching. I also still have the Blue Lagoon Mermaid. This is a pattern by Filipina. I have a picture here. It was part of the Mermaid box that Under the Sea Fabrics did last year, maybe? So currently working on this. This has a little over 3,500 stitches. So I have that in the works as one of my green category stitches. I also have my Ever After Sal, which I think I have there as being 1,000 stitches. It's actually closer to like 1,800 stitches for the new chart release that they released here just for this week. That last section of the frame that we're filling in. It's a little over 1,800 stitches. And then of course I want to do my additions to it. So it's going to be a little bit higher of a number for stitch count than that. I'm doing the Friendship Retreat Sal, where we're stitching the noblest part by Sweet Wing Studio. Currently, I'm done with my section for last month. I need to start the section for this month, but I probably won't start it closer towards the end of the month. We had our start last month on August 25th, so I probably won't start the next section until around September 25th, maybe a little after, depending on when I receive my project to work on. But I would consider, since it's not going to be towards the end of the month, I would consider all my stitching to be done for the Sal as of right now until I get in the next section. So I don't really have a stitch count that I'm counting towards that right now. I did finish my Sweet Wing Studio start, so currently that would leave me as having only 4 green whips. When I finish the Ever After Sal, I'll have more room to maybe start another small thing. At the bottom, you'll see that I totaled everything up to be around 276,000 stitches. It gives me a margin about 24,000 stitches, but then of course, like I said, I actually included the full stitch count on my Dracarys. For this balance, I'll be only including like how much I have in a given year. Like, so max 100,000, maybe 120,000 stitches, which is like really ambitious because that's like 10,000 stitches a month dedicated stitching throughout the entire year. But if we max that out, then I actually do have more than 25,000 stitch margin. So I do have room for an additional project, so I can feasibly still do my Sweet Wing Studio projects without any worries. That will still max me out at 13 whips. I do need to start finishing some of the other things before I add other things into my whip rotation. I choose different things that I want to focus on. So I feel like those are some good guidelines. It's some good guide rails for me to look at as I start wanting to add more things in, and helps me focus on maybe some of the smaller counts remaining that I can finish up and wrap up. Sky Hunter has a small count, the Blue Lagoon Mermaid has a small count, and I do want to get the Blue Lagoon Mermaid done. I know I mentioned I have enough fabric left to do this again, and I might kit it up again. We'll see. I think she has some beads and some specialty threads, but the remainder of that kit might be enough to stitch her again, and I could supplement as needed if I needed to. I'm thinking of maybe having this as an option for my next giveaway for 300 subscribers. And we're getting close because I'm already at 293 last time I looked. But I feel like that would be good. I think this is still an exclusive chart. You still can't buy this anywhere from what I've seen on the Bella Filipina designs. And I haven't seen anybody stitching on this other than the people who had the Mermaid box. So I figured, considering I'm Official Mermaid's Cove, this might be a good next giveaway. So we'll see how that goes. So 7 more subscribers and I'll be able to work on that. But I still need to finish the one that I'm working on, right? So I want to be able to do that. I don't know that I'm going to do that by next week, but again, I might not get it to 300 by next week. We'll see. But I'll keep you up to date about that. So I feel like this is how I'm trying to rationalize or logically proceed with my whips. If I finish dragons, that'll free me up to maybe start another full coverage. I'm thinking about what my options are. There are also other projects I would like to start stitching that aren't necessarily some of my bigger full coverage charts. I know for sure that I would have to finish Dracarys before I start something huge like my hay chart that I've been talking about wanting to start. So I'll definitely be doubling down and focusing on that once I finish on dragons, but it will free me up to maybe have another start. I know I have the 3 charts from Thread Geeks, which would be Birth of Venus, the Morgan, and Persephone. I also have, I'm not going to start my Hade, which is the Leaf and Neck until after I finish my Dracarys. I have Sea Turtle Mama, which was a freebie by Heaven on Earth Designs. I think that stitch count was like 65,000, 68,000 stitches, so under 70,000 stitches. So that would count as like an orange category start. So I could potentially start that after I finish my dragons, but I don't know if that's on my priority list to do that right now. I do have a Mirabilia that I wanted to start for my dad. So maybe that will be next in the lineup. I have some other charts. Oh, I have a Jurassic Park stitch that I want to start stitching. I want to give that as a gift to a friend whose birthday's coming up in November, so I might start that next month. So it just helps me outline everything and try to list my priorities for the things that I have had my eye on and have kitted up to start. So we'll see. I'm trying to better visualize this to help me set myself up for success to get some of my goals accomplished. And let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if you're interested in using a similar system. I'm still working to get together the tracking sheet that I use to keep track of my yearly stitching progress. I'm going to try to make it like a public Google sheet that you can use and like save a copy of if you want to try it out yourself, to try to use it to track your stitches. You don't necessarily have to track or like be super specific about the stitch count. I'm not, right? Like Pattern Keeper doesn't track everything like backstitching and stuff like that. But it just helps me track my progress somehow, right? You could do the same thing if you want to do like blocks of the chart, right? If you have a chart that's 100 stitches by 100 stitches, you can go by each of the individual blocks, like however you want to track it. But it's just a way of seeing progress and helping us accomplish our goals. So that's what I have as far as plans. I want to give a shout out to Jenny Waldrop. She was at Table 23 at Stitch Florida. She was my exchange partner. I love the little magnet pin cushion she gave me. I've been using it a lot for my full coverage stitching, so I'm like getting ideas to maybe make some of my own like that. It's very interesting how she did this, so I'll have to try it out. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. That's what I've been thinking about moving forward. So as far as mentions, I watched Teresa Little Stitcher's live that she did. Super funny, super entertaining. I don't always get to watch her when she is live. Sometimes I just watch back the replays. But I think I caught, I don't know if she did a couple lives this past week that I was able to actually watch. Maybe not fully from the beginning to the end, but I jumped in the middle and was able to participate that way. So go check her out. Craft Addict K. She was shouted out by some Flosstubers that I was watching, and I went to go watch her video. She has a lot of interesting whips, and she also mentioned a book series. It's like a fantasy series by D.L. Lewis. She said that they're quality books, it's a quality storyline, not just a bunch of gratuitous sexualized scenes, you know. There's actually good content, good plot, good characters in it. So I like fantasy books. I'd be interested in checking them out. I think there's like 3 books in the series right now, so I'll have to look into that. You can go to her channel and check out her video on that if you're interested. Siski Stitches, she's been blowing up on Flosstube. I know she had a big presence on Instagram. She recently made her own Facebook group to help use some of the boards that she's mentioned on her Flosstube to help track your whips and like make it interesting and you know, keep your stitchy bug engaged with whatever projects you might be working on, whether you're a monogamous stitcher or you want to give yourself a way to like plan out your new starts, or you know, leave it up to the look at the dice. But it's pretty interesting how she's doing that. And I think I am in her Facebook group now. I need to start posting some of the whips that I'm working on and tracking, and I might try some of the boards that she has laid out. Nicola at Simply in Stitches, she also recently made a Facebook group to share your whips and talk about, you know, things that you're working on. I like watching her lives as well. I don't get to catch all of them, and sometimes I don't watch her Stitch With Me all the way through, but I definitely watch her regular Flosstube videos, and I am excited about all the Gecko Rouge kits she's going to be making progress on here lately. And then, of course, she also works on a lot of other beautiful full coverage pieces as well. And she's a little bit of crochet. It's really entertaining about hearing about the projects that she's working on, the starts that she's working on. She's also on a weight loss journey, focusing on her health, and she's been very successful in that. All the more to her. I'm very happy for her success, and I look forward to seeing more content from her. I've also watched Caroline's Stitch Corner. I think she's somebody new to me. I don't know if Flosstube recommended it to her, or maybe somebody might have shouted her out. But she had some really nice whips. I made a note of her to mention her on this video. And then I definitely want to shout out Stitching Masterpieces. I don't know how I haven't heard of this channel before. They have a lot of videos. She has beautiful projects. She has beautiful suggestions for how, some very original ideas that I haven't seen before on how she kits up her full coverage projects, how she tracks them, how she makes her own like floss card system where you can put needles, like you can preload needles and have them ready when you're working on full coverage pieces, which I might need to take advantage of and try it out for when I start working on like Lily Fennec or some of those larger pieces that I have in mind. And the way that I think she made her own frame to hold the charts or her projects to hold the fabric and get good tension and everything. It's really interesting, and she posts a lot of content. It's not necessarily talking to the camera, but she'll do like a kit with me and she'll like walk you through her progress or her process of like how she does it, and it's very interesting, and it's very informative and like helpful, and I definitely want to go through her channel. It's been a while since I've started at the beginning of a Flosstuber's channel and watched all their videos through from the beginning all the way to current, but I might have to do that. She has a lot of interesting things that I could see myself applying to some of my full coverage pieces. So definitely, if you're a full coverage stitcher, or even if you're just interested in seeing, you know, how she does her setup, I think it's very unique, and I haven't seen a lot of things that she's shown on other channels before. So definitely go check her out. So that's it. I've watched a ton of other Flosstubers. I don't mean to leave anybody out. I just try to do special mentions when something unique pops up. I have my standalone favorites. I always watch every single video that comes out from Danielle Stitcherista's channel. But there's just too many. It seems like there's always too many to shout out all at once, doesn't it? But yes, sorry if I left anybody out. I literally try to subscribe to every single channel that Flosstube channel that YouTube recommends or that somebody shouts out, and then I try to do my best to like and watch all their videos. A lot of the times I'll put it on a watch list and watch like in the background, listen to it while I'm at work or doing other things. But it's a lot, and it's too many to keep track of, unfortunately. So sorry about that. I will be inserting that short clip that I mentioned. I've tried a different setup. I wanted to, you know, there are certain stands out there. I do have a Lowry, and I have some other things that I've toyed around with that make it easy to get to the back of your work, but I was kind of like having to keep adjusting the clamps and do different things. And so I wanted to try out, you know, those stands where they have arms that hold the frame in place, but then you can easily, like, they're not clamping it down or anything. It's just resting on it, and then you can easily flip your work over. I wanted to try like that, a certain setup like that, but I don't have any stands that are like that, and I didn't necessarily want to invest $80 or over $100 into the stands that are available out there. So I tried to kind of rig something together from what I had. I took a laptop stand that I had and the table clamps that I have from Amazon that I bought from there. I also have like some PVC pipe and different elbow connectors and stuff like that from homemade Q-snap frames that I've made in the past. And I kind of rigged something up to work with me as I stitch my Ying dragons to try to help me get as much progress as possible. So I should have inserted some pictures of what I posted on Instagram while I've been talking about this, but I also made a small short video to show you. So I will insert that at the end of this. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye. Hey Flosstube, so I just wanted to take a quick video of something I rigged up while I'm stitching on my dragons. I always wanted to, well, okay, so I have a bunch of different stands. I have a Lowry stand, I think the first stand I ever bought was an American Dreams tabletop stand, which was meant to hold like scroll bars. But I haven't tried the ones where you like just set your frame on it, so it's easy to turn it over to like finish off your threads in the back. So I rigged this up. I got this as like a laptop desk lap stand when you're sitting on the sofa or your bed. I got this at like Bargain Hunt, I don't know how many years back, for like $10 or something. And then I had these that I bought off Amazon. These 2 table clamps came with like a off-brand Q-snap. And then I had tried my hand in making some homemade Q-snaps with some 2-inch PVC pipe and the elbow connections. So I had some, you know, bits and pieces there from that. And I put the ends here so it wouldn't like fall off. So I rigged this up, and then now I can just put my dragons there and stitch on it. And it's actually been working pretty good. I have tried different arrangements. I don't have the corner clap from my Lowry, and the way that I am on my couch, I don't have like the extended long arm, and I just didn't want to, I might think about buying some of those accessories this Christmas or something, but I didn't want to have to wait for anything, and I am trying to get this finished soon, so I figured I'd try this out to see if it helps my stitching. So far, I like it. I've stitched on it for a couple nights now. It seems to be working out for me, but yeah, I figured I'd show that to somebody. I know a Lowry stand's pretty expensive, and some of the other embroidery strands are pretty expensive, so this might be a low cost down option to consider if you just want to try it out before you invest in one of the more expensive stands, to try to see if you like this setup. Yeah, I think, like I said, I got this at Bargain Hunt, but they sell these at Amazon too for maybe like, you can look, there's different models you can buy, and they have like 3 legs that you can adjust as you need to. And then these, I think I got the set originally for like $20 with the Q-snap. Now I think I've seen them for $20 with just the 2 clamps to hold it. So yeah, something for you to consider if you want to try something out before you invest in some of the more expensive stands. Okay, bye.